Anyway, sorry I got disturbed there. Now I'm back yet again. Okay, so I was saying I'd received this healing from this person in a spiritualist church, and this was someone whose whole poison energy was someone whose poise and energy, not poison energy, that would be bad language. Alright, whose poison energy just showed me that she was like someone who really, really knew her meditation. I mean, she was like totally, perfectly balanced, totally tranquil, no matter what had been happening in her life. And she worked directly on all the chakras and did things with the energy system, and so she was someone who knew things, as opposed to other people who were well-meaning and just put their hands on me and like hope for the best, if you know what I mean. So I suppose my point there would be to actually have some real, genuine working knowledge about how the energy system is supposed to operate in terms of different layers of the aura, different energies, how to find a way of seeing them, connecting with them, and dealing with them, as well as where all the chakras are placed and so on and so forth, is actually really important. So there are various different qualities of people involved in healing, and I suppose there's probably a bit of a bell curve, with there being rather a lot of people in the middle who have some knowledge but not quite enough, and like there'll be like this certain percentage at the end of the bell curve who know an awful lot, but that'll be like probably much more multidisciplinary, involving all of the cleanses and diets, nutrition and exercise and sleep and all the other stuff that goes along with the process of healing, as well as the energy work thrown on top and vibrational stuff and rife and God alone knows what else is they can actually add to it. And probably in my earlier days, the people I came across were like on the other side of the bell curve there, who had like a little quantity of knowledge, a few experiences, but wanted to be considered to be the person at this elite level within the bell curve of healing and magic and the rest of that, when essentially they weren't. They'd read a few books and were very good at least in their own eyes, sounding like that they actually knew something, rather than having the inquiring mind to the point whereby you put a certain number of things to the test, and then finally you're in a position of saying, okay, I think I can say that there are some things which are true right now, which is like where I'm at the moment, and maybe in another 10-15 years time or whatever, I'll be in a different position to be able to say, yeah, I'm more sure now, even more sure than I was before, that I'm on the right track with this. I don't know. I mean, it's just part of, this is me working things out as much as me telling you, where I am in, as it were, my own journey. Okay. So, can you now see, well, maybe you can, maybe you can't, I don't know, but can you hypothesize that you can see that there is an importance to a good radionics machine? I mean, the radionics thing is bizarre anyway, because I've seen people out there who are saying, like, this thing works because of the placebo effect, okay? And until such time as we've got more real science, we can't say anything else about it. Yeah. And then, like, later on down in their video blogs or on their text blogs, you see them having success in healing a dog, right? I don't know whether you tried to hypnotize a dog before, okay, and how suggestible a dog is. And then, like, you do more research and you see people are like healing trees and plants. Yeah, right, this is the placebo effect. Great. Definitely. Hello, Mr. Tree. When I count from 5 to 0, you'll have woken up from your trance and you'll now bark like a dog. No, sorry, the only bark I've got is here because I'm a tree and... But even if it is placebo effect, okay, even if it is, let's just talk to the skeptics for a minute or two, okay? Let's just talk to the skeptics, right? There's enough science out there about the placebo effects. I mean, you can go online, again, and you can search for the Spontaneous Remission Project. And there's stories about people who've had, like, complete remission from cancer, because they were told that what they were taking would cure them of their cancer, alright? And then they were told later on that, actually, no, the drug doesn't do that, and then their cancers came back. And then they were given an injection by a doctor, a good doctor, a very good actor, I should say, in reality, who says that this is the pure sample, injected straight into the patient. And then, of course, the cancers completely went, right? But the injection was just like salt water. But the placebo was powerful enough to cure them. Okay, until they then heard from other scientific sources that no, the drug doesn't cure cancer, and then they go and die 2 days later. Alright, so you got two things there. You got the placebo effect that cured him, and then you got the nocebo effect, which then killed him. That's how powerful the placebo effect is. Even self-administered placebos, when you know you're actually being given a placebo, also are beneficial. Not necessarily to the same extent, but they're still beneficial. And again, there's science out there which proves it. This is not me talking. This is hard science. Alright? So if you think that, let's say, the Sangiovini cards and the Sangiovini system of healing is just placebo, that's a bloody good excuse to do it, even if you're an atheist skeptic. Because science is telling you it could still be beneficial, working on a deep subconscious level in order to try and affect various systems in your body, to try and open up the channels of healing or detoxification or something or other, which are otherwise blocked because, like, everything that's happening in your body is regulated by your autonomic nervous system, which is affected by your subconscious mind, which is like the rest of the iceberg underwater, which you can't see. Alright? And doing all of this like semi-superstitious stuff can actually have an effect which is beneficial. It won't necessarily cure you, but it can have a beneficial effect, and maybe everything else which is healing that your regular medical doctors are doing for you would then become more effective. Alright? There is actually science behind being superstitious and doing superstitious things because it can do you some good. Not because it will cure you. Don't even think about that. Just do it. Do it for a laugh. Do it for fun. Do it for giggle. Do it with friends. Do it with family. Just do it because you got 5 minutes to spare before like Buffy the Vampire Slayer comes on or whatever the fuck it is. Before you start, watching your Stranger Things 3. Just an extra bit of extra fun in your life, which is associated with your subconscious mind talking to your body. Okay? So all the skeptics out there, your hard science says that, the phrase, it's just a placebo, is bollocks. Alright? Because it's the placebo itself which can actually, and this is what the hard science is telling us, be beneficial. There's even a whole history of people out there now, of people who are deliberately buying their own placebo pills, a bottle of stuff with the word placebo written on it in big letters, hey, I'm taking placebos twice a day. Right. And in some cases, they're getting better because they're doing something constructive for themselves. And it's talking to the mind, and the mind is talking to the body, and then the body is having a healing effect. Alright? There's lots of this stuff out there, and it's like, it's science. Alright? It's standard, mundane, Newtonian, physical, whatever, but it's science, and it is like, it is the truth. Just go out there, spend ages and ages and ages just like researching the placebo effect. If you're a real hard skeptic, just do it. And then as a result of that, build up some superstitious practices in your life. Okay? Just for fun, just to see what happens. If something doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But just carry on doing it anyway, just to see what happens. See what happens. Alright? And then just like, wow, just do it. That's if it is just placebo effect. But if you got people who are successfully using a radionics machine to heal a dog or a tree, then maybe there's something else going on here. Yeah? And this Indian doctor who was like talking about radionics and selling it, he was saying, oh, this is the placebo effect, but you try it yourself. All right? He wasn't providing like tons of proof. Just try it yourself. Just go out there and do it, because like there is some kind of like there is a real genuine rationale, especially I would say in this world when like we're being polluted by like the 4G, 5G, whatever is going on out there, and our food has got stuff in it that it shouldn't be, and our water isn't pure, and our diet isn't the way that us as like tropical monkeys were designed to eat. And we're being exposed to all kinds of molds and toxins from living indoors. I mean, it doesn't mean to say I'm going to start living in the wood and drinking stream water, because all the stream water will be polluted anyway. And to be quite honest, I actually quite like living a comfortable life. More work to do. Speak to you soon.